Okay, let's be honest for a second. We've all been caught talking to ourselves, right? It's that thing we do, but maybe don't love to admit. Well, today we're going to dive into the psychology behind that, and I'll show you why that little quirk might just be your secret superpower. So, first things first, let's talk about its reputation problem. Because for the longest time, talking to yourself has been seen as, well, a little eccentric, right? Or maybe even a sign that something's a bit off. The truth is, it's just a deeply misunderstood habit. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're just walking down the street, maybe muttering your grocery list, and bam, you lock eyes with a total stranger. That little jolt of, oops, was I doing that out loud? Yeah, it's pretty much a universal experience. And see, we've basically been taught to think it's weird. But what if that whole idea is just completely wrong? What if talking to yourself isn't a sign of weakness at all, but a signal of some seriously high-level brain power? Yeah, it is absolutely time for a major shift in how we see this. Let's completely reframe the whole thing, not as some strange quirk, but as a genuine, powerful personal strength. And look, this isn't just some feel-good platitude. This is backed by real psychology. Researchers are now saying that talking to yourself is actually a powerful indicator of mental fortitude. Think of it this way. Vocalizing your thoughts isn't a bug in your system. It's a feature, a really powerful tool your brain uses to just perform better. So the big question is, how does it actually work? So what is actually going on up there in your brain when you start talking out loud? Well, to really get it, we need to look at two pretty fascinating psychological concepts. Okay, the first one is called verbal processing. Now, imagine your brain is a computer with like a dozen tabs open at once. Total chaos, right? Speaking a thought out loud is like clicking on one specific tab, bringing it right to the front of the screen. It forces your brain to focus. For example, you're in the grocery store looking for olive oil, and you start muttering, olive oil, olive oil. You're not just being weird. You're actually activating your brain's search function, making that target way more concrete and easier to spot. All right, the second piece of this puzzle is something called metacognition. It sounds complicated, but it just means thinking about thinking. Think of it like your mind's CEO, the part that oversees everything else. When you talk to yourself, you activate that CEO. It's like calling a meeting with yourself, which lets you step back, analyze your own thoughts, and consciously steer them in a much more productive direction. I mean, think about it. Your silent internal thoughts can feel like a total jumble, just abstract and all over the place. But the moment you actually speak them, you're forced to put them into a structured, linear sentence. You go from being passively lost in this storm of thoughts to actively engaging with your ideas. And that shift, that is what brings an incredible amount of clarity. So, when you put these two things together, verbal processing and metacognition, something really cool happens. You unlock this powerful new role for yourself. You literally become your own personal coach. No, seriously. Just imagine having a dedicated coach with you 24/7, always ready to help you navigate a tough challenge, make a better decision, or even just calm you down when things get super stressful. That is exactly what effective self-talk is. It's pure self-directed coaching. And the payoffs from this kind of self-coaching are incredibly real. You organize information faster, you clarify your thoughts, and that, of course, boosts your decision-making. But it goes even deeper. It's also a powerful tool for managing stress through something psychologists call self-directed soothing. How cool is that? You're literally using your own voice to calm your own nervous system. So, how do you actually put this coaching into practice? It's a surprisingly simple three-step process. First step, just speak your thoughts. Get all that mental clutter out into the open. Step 2, as you hear your own words, your brain just instinctively starts to organize and clarify them. And then step 3, from that new point of clarity, you can act decisively because now you have a clear plan. So the big takeaway here is pretty clear, right? Don't just sort of accept this habit, or worse, see it as something you need to hide. It is time to actively embrace it and really learn to harness its power. So that monologue you have going both inside your head and sometimes out loud, it's not a quirk, it's not something to be embarrassed about. It's a built-in cognitive tool, a feature of your mind specifically designed to help you process the world, get organized, and build some genuine mental resilience. So the next time you catch yourself talking through a problem out loud, don't pull back. Lean into it. Remind yourself you're not being strange, you're coaching yourself toward a solution. And I'll just leave you with this question. What's the first thing your coach is going to tell you today?